Good morning, y'all, and welcome to Keys to the Streets. I got Tim back with me. Hey, Tim.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
And we're just going to be getting into, the latest current events, local and global. So, let's start with our weekend recap. What you do this weekend, Tim?
So I actually was out in the streets.
I don't believe it. What you do?
I went to celebrate a birthday. My good friend had a birthday, so I went out, celebrated with him last night. I was out in the streets.
Where'd y'all go?
So my friend is married, so he went and had a nice little intimate dinner with his friend or with his wife, and then we went and met up at a nice little lounge. Had nice few drinks, kick back.
Why you being so incognito about it? Where you go? What was the lounge? Give me the details.
Oh, excuse me. I went to Darban. That's off
Okay.
Anderson Mill for those who don't know. We had a nice little time. The mill is over there as well, but we didn't really go over there. But it is an option if you can't get into Darban because sometimes it does get pretty packed. But yeah, it was just real chill, just hanging out with some friends, celebrating a birthday. And DJ First Listen was in there, so it was a good time, a good vibe.
Okay, cool.
I also went to go see Thor.
Thor, Thor. Was Thor
Thor.
good?
The verdict is out. You got to go see it for yourself. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it was okay. I will say that it was okay.
Would you go and see it in theaters again?
No,
Okay. What's a movie that you'd go and see in theaters again, or that you did see more than once in theaters?
I saw Black Panther 6 times, each time in the theater.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my gosh, you're such a super fan. I love that though. My weekend was pretty good too. I had
Okay.
to beat the heat because it was
So you
hot.
wasn't in the streets.
I was in the streets
Mm,
at dusk.
okay.
I
Okay.
didn't come out. I was real nocturnal this weekend. I didn't pop
Okay.
out till around 8-ish every
It's not
night.
that. It's still the sun is still out.
Absolutely. Like I
Yeah.
feel like the sun is out 24/7 now in Texas.
Yeah.
But
Last night it was 92 degrees.
really. At 10 o'clock it was 92 degrees. That's wild. That is wild. But I had so much fun this weekend. On Friday, I went to the Devin the Dude concert with my
Oh, wow.
dad.
How was that?
It was so much fun. Like so much fun. I hadn't been to a concert in a while, for my liking, because I like to go often. But I had been busy with work, so I think I was due for a night out. That was the first concert I've ever been to with my dad. I've gone with my mom to concerts, but that one just was special for me.
Okay.
My dad is a huge Devin the Dude fan. He put me on Devin when we were young. And a couple months ago, we were just talking about things he wanted to do. And he's like, I've seen some of my favorite artists rap artists in concert. I've seen Too Short. I've seen Ice Cube. He loves Tech Nine. He's like, but I haven't seen Devin or Scarface.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was like, just so happened, I had a little connect
Right.
and was able to get tickets to the Devin the Dude concert. And he had so much fun. And just seeing the fun that he had made it that much more special to me. To hang out with my dad and to share that experience with him. That was one of the things on his bucket list. So, I apologize to my sister and my brother, but I'm definitely the favorite for, the foreseeable future.
Yeah. That's good. I hope you didn't buy him no ties or no pocket squares for his
No,
Father's Day.
I didn't do that. That was actually his late Father's Day gift as far
Oh, that's
as
awesome. Yeah, that's dope.
the
then.
concert. So I'm really excited. And, he just dropped it that he, dropped it in talking, saying that he wants to see Scarface. And Scarface will be here at Antone's for his farewell tour in August. So I'm a backdoor with that and, just solidify
Right.
my place as the favorite.
All right. Gotta do
I don't
it.
know. Oh, you're the only child, so you don't understand sibling wars. It never
No,
ends.
I don't. No, not really.
It never ends. I can't explain it. Siblings are
Oh,
just funny. Like, I love my sister and brother, but we still call and joke about being, the parents' favorites. I don't think they treat us differently, but it is what it is. But yeah, this weekend was so much fun. And yeah, it just made me remember how much I loved a cool, nice, intimate venue.
right.
Just a small, intimate concert. Of course, it was packed in there,
Oh
but
yeah.
Intones isn't a huge, huge venue. So it's always cool to see, people mingle and
Right.
it just looked back to normal, the pre-COVID stages. So yeah, it was pretty cool to just experience that. So I appreciate Intones looking out. And I'll definitely be back to some of their future concerts they have coming up.
That's awesome. That is definitely something that I always enjoy. Is a nice intimate setting.
Absolutely. And like I said, this heat advisory is serious. It is hot. So please stay hydrated. You can go to the City of Austin's website or Google like cooling stations. They have cooling stations throughout the city, but y'all, like this 100+ degree weather is not playing. And then I don't know why, but we getting these gusts of wind blowing in your face, like just straight hot air.
Yeah. So this year, we actually topped the year before in 2020 as we're basically breaking records to where it's again being recorded as one of the hottest summers just ever recorded. I know yesterday was 108 degrees at one point in time, and like you said, there are cooling stations out. So if you are out and about and you want, you feel yourself maybe getting a little lightheaded, if you're feeling parched, cotton mouth, anything of that nature, please visit a cooling station if you are out and about. You can find that information on the City of Austin website. Just make sure that you stay hydrated. If you need to keep water in your trunk, do that. If you need to put ice chest back there, do that. By all means, we don't want anybody passing out. Unfortunately, I've seen that throughout the week, and it is not a nice thing. I have passed out before. It'll take everything out of you. So just keep that in mind, especially for the elderly and these babies out here.
Thank you so much for that and your concern. Other than that, I also had an article come out at Soul City.
Okay.
Yes, I wrote an article about the best fried chicken in the city.
Okay.
So, before I get into it, what's some of your favorite fried chicken spots?
Okay, so I don't really have a favorite fried chicken. I will say I will throw Lucy's up there. Honestly, the best fried chicken I've had came from a taco truck off North Lamar. It is so different. And you know what? I don't even know the name of it. I just know where it is. And it is some of the best fried chicken I have ever had.
And that's, as long as you have that experience, that's good. But I need you to know that name because I'm still on the hunt. Like, the challenge never ends. I will never turn down trying some fried chicken just to make sure,
Okay, well, what's some of your favorite spots then?
Well, all of this started last year when an article came out in a publication, and they released like top 10 fried chicken spots. And there was literally like no Black-owned spots on the menu. Then they had like an honorable mention of like Gossip Shack, but that was it. Like Gossip Shack wasn't really in the ranking. It was just like, oh, we're gonna throw this one in. So I was like, why y'all playing with us? You really playing with our tops, trying to act like we don't fry chicken the best? Like, you can't tell me that of all these Black-owned restaurants that not one place was worth being on the list.
I feel that.
I got with
Heath. Is good though.
Right. I got with Heath at Soul City and was like, look, we got to do a chicken challenge because I need to know. I need to know if the list that they sent out is the best list as far as best fried chicken in the spot, you know, in Austin. So I went to a lot of places. Like, I was so fried chickened out for a while. But I went to Anything Baked Potato.
Okay.
Country Boys Fixings.
Okay.
Gossip Shack. Hoover's. Potluck, which is a food truck.
Okay.
Roots Chicken Shack, which is owned by Chef Tiffany Deary, who was on Top Chef.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's inside the H-E-B Mueller. I also went to Rolling Rooster and Y'all's and Lily Mae's Comfort Food in Maynard.
Yeah.
So when I tell you the chicken was banging, like, it was some for real, like, but I'm gonna be honest, after all the chicken that I tasted, Lily Mae's in Maynard won.
Got it. Okay.
So it was so amazing. I even have a video of me like biting into it in the crunch you hear, a slow-mo video. Like, ooh. Fred Nunn is really cooking it up in Maynard. And yeah, y'all got to check that out because it's just an amazing little spot. And it just reminded me of home. You know, everyone swears I'm from Austin because I've been here forever and just be knowing random facts about Austin and really studied the city.
Right.
But I grew up all over. Part of my childhood was in Arkansas. And so I'm like, you know, we talk about soul food in Texas, but soul food just different in the original 13 colonies, Southern South. So yeah, Lily Mae's reminded me of my, you know, Arkansas family cooking, like, you know, the little extra meat on the elbows and on the kneecaps cooking. Yeah. So but all of the places were amazing places. And like I said, I did evaluate this a long time ago. The article just came out, you know, recently, but this was before Whip My Soul opened up in Cedar Park.
Right.
So if y'all ain't had Whip My Soul, y'all gotta go out there and try Whip My Soul.
Gotta try it out. Amazing
place. But yeah, shout out to the winner. Maybe I might do this every year or so. So it actually might be time for a new, you know, chicken challenge. I don't know, Tim. We might have to do this together. It might be a Keys to the Streets and Tim Wayne.
I don't know how I'm ever gonna lose weight, but I'll do it.
Okay, because if there's one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna eat.
Oh man.
Anyways, we'd love to hear some of y'all favorite chicken spots in Austin. And like I said, I didn't just do Austin. I was in Pflugerville, up in Brown Rock. But yeah, it's always new places to try. And I'd love to hear some of your, you know, ideas and reviews. But yeah, let's get on into it. What we got coming up next weekend?
I want to say Corey Holcomb at the Capital City Comedy Club.
Yes. Are you going to be there?
I'm going to be preparing for a trip. I'm taking off. I got to go handle some business. I got a work trip I got to be to. So I probably won't be at that one.
I will definitely be at the Corey Holcomb comedy show.
I do like the podcast though. And it is, man, that's a good laugh. If you need a good laugh, that's what you want to watch.
Right. So you know that same weekend, next weekend is the IDK concert. It's actually on Saturday. So I mistakenly got tickets for the Corey Holcomb, got 4 tickets for his show on Saturday. And I was just like, as soon as I pushed purchase, I was like, I feel like something's going to be happening on this day. And that's when I checked my calendar and I remember it. And I was like, dang. So then I ended up switching my tickets to Friday, but I couldn't decide if I wanted general admission or if I wanted the balcony because I like to be up close. But then they have like reserved seats. And so I was like, should I get the reserved seats? And I asked my homegirl, she was like, no. I was like, cuz, what if they start talking about you? We sensitive, right? She was like, okay. And then, of course, Slim was like, let's get the reserve. That's a part of the experience. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is not part of my experience to become the butt of the joke.
Hey, man, it's all. See, the thing is about comedy, you're just not supposed to take it personal.
Well, I definitely am. I'm a hit dog. I'm
Corey
all
Holcomb,
that. Exactly. And Corey Holcomb don't pull any punches.
Yep. He'll get you.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what kind of crowd he brings out too, because honestly, I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. So yes, y'all check out Corey Holcomb at Capital City Comedy Club. He will be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So yeah, y'all come get into that comedy. Just don't sit in the front because he might talk about you. Actually, no, sit in the front because I might be in the front and I need him to talk about you and not me. But yes, after that, what we got coming up? We also don't forget Kendrick Lamar, Baby Keem, July
You know I
23rd.
like Baby Keem.
Huh?
You know I love me some Baby Keem, man.
I know we played them last show, but yes, let's see what else we got. There's so many things happening in Austin. I feel like we have these waves or like these lull weekends where it's kind of quiet, and then this weekends where so many things are happening at once, and then it's like you can't decide.
Right. I think it's been like a couple of weeks where it's been kind of quiet, but for the most part, it's been pretty hectic.
Very true. And it's been, some updates on the sports front too. And I know you got them for us, Tim. What's happening? Because UT is pretty fired up right now. They might be feeling a little too spicy for my liking.
Oh, okay, Bailey Bear. Calm down. So I just wanted to touch on this because this is very important to me and to my fellow Longhorn fans in the city. If you haven't been around, of course, a couple of weeks ago we had Arch Manning commit, who is the nephew of Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. He will be the
grandson of Archie Manning.
That too. And he will also be here not this season, but next season. We also have Quinn Ewers, which is another highly rated quarterback. The special thing about these guys is that these two quarterbacks, outside of Vince Young, have received a perfect rating as a quarterback. And there's currently two that have committed to the University of Texas. All three will also be at the University of Texas. So, with that being said, ticket prices have been affected. The Alabama game has sold out. That sold out last week. So there are no more tickets available for that game. And the tickets have doubled, being that Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning committing to the University of Texas. So tickets that are normally about $60 are in the range of about $160, maybe $180, and we're talking like mezzanine type deals. Like they're like nosebleeds.
Dang, so I gotta check on the schedule and see if I can finesse some Baylor tickets because
Yes, that is gonna be a thing. But the tickets, home and away, I've been kind of keeping track with this, but they have definitely doubled and quadrupled in some areas. And so, I mean, that's big things. I mean, that's big for the University of Texas. However, last year I bought a ticket. I paid $40 and I got a really good seat. That's not going to happen anymore. So for the next 8 to 10 years, we may be running into a ticket hike. So just be on the lookout for that.
We'll see. I want to see him produce first. And let me stop because, I really want to be salty, all these flavors. And I am choosing to be salty right now because, I'm a Baylor Bear.
Yeah.
Die hard.
Yeah.
And that comes with its, its ups and its downs.
Yeah. Y'all have a great basketball team.
Absolutely. And we've been showing up on the football fields. Too.
Yeah.
Don't play with us. Don't play with us.
I'll give you that.
But I do, I've always been a Peyton Manning fan, an Archie Manning fan, not so much an Eli, but I'm an Eagles fan.
Don't do that.
I hate how he always had this blank look on his face. Like, Eli Manning never looked like he knew where he was in any game ever. Whenever the camera was on him, he was just kind of like, what? I don't know. I just hated that dumb look.
Oblivious. And that's okay. He was winning ball games. And won 2 Super Bowls.
I still think Peyton Manning was the better quarterback. But
of course.
Whatever. It is what it is. Moving on. So, as we still talk about sports, and as it relates to Baylor, have you heard any updates as it relates to Brittany Griner?
Okay, so here's the scoop on Brittany Griner. She has pleaded guilty as she had a cartridge that contains THC in it. It was not full. Matter of fact, it was empty from what the some of these reports are that are coming out. But she is going to trial. Um, the Russian government has requested that we give up the Black Widow, which is an arms dealer, one of the most deadly arms dealers in the world. They're asking for us to give him up for Brittany Griner. And the U.S. said no. So Brittany Griner is still being contained. She's still going through trials. What was awesome to see is that the WNBA had named her an honorary All-Star this year, being that this would have been, I believe, her 6th or 7th year in the WNBA. They've named her to the All-Star team that happened last night. It was actually a really good show. Lots of celebrities were there as well. But that was just dope to see. I saw a lot of Brittany Griner jerseys, a lot of teammates wearing Brittany Griner t-shirts. So it's just kind of cool to see. I'm really hoping that we can figure out how to get her home very quickly without having to give up one of the most deadly people in the world, just to get her back over here. So hopefully we figure out what we can do very, very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for that update, Tim. I had been reporting as well on Brittany Griner. We were at Baylor at the same time and do share mutual friends. So as I said before, this is a little bit closer to home because
right.
I just hate that for, fellow alum and just for people that we share very closely who are hurting as well. And for her family and her wife, like I just know this has to be a really tough time for them. So, continue to talk about it, to amplify it, to not let it die down, and just continue to, say free BG, talk about it, keep it in the news, keep it at the top of everyone's mind because, it's really important. For us, I feel, for women.
Right, for most definitely. One thing I want to touch on 1 second before we move on here. I really feel like with this whole thing going on, I really feel like if the WNBA was getting a significant raise in pay like they should have, I know they just got rights, to fly on private planes and stuff like that, which I don't understand how that's not a thing, but it is now a thing. They're now getting paid for maternity leave. Like, if we just increase their wages.
Wait, you mean now they're just now getting paid? Like that's a new thing for maternity leave?
Yes. Within the last year, they have now just started getting paid for maternity leave.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if we would go ahead, if the WNBA would do something to go ahead and increase these salaries that these players are getting, then these players won't have to go overseas and risk their lives. I know some people will be like, well, she shouldn't have had this or she shouldn't have had that. None of that matters to me. I don't think she did that on purpose. So I don't understand why the confusion there with like why anybody would even make those type of comments. But that's neither here nor there. Let's pay these players what they deserve so that they don't have to travel and risk their lives. Period.
Speaking of that and women's rights, that's definitely been a hot topic as of late as well with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And I just, I don't know. I'm not in a space to elaborate on it fully just because I think I'm like, what's going on? How are we taking steps backwards? This is just crazy to me that we are still in a state that is pro-life and also pro-death penalty.
Right.
I had an exchange with the neighbor, and it took everything in me to remain, polite and respectful to this man. I live in a very, diverse place, and my kids' friends, they're Latino. and they're outside playing with the kids or whatever, and I'm coming from my car, and my neighbor, who's white, he's an older guy, he just moved from California, and he says, he's asking me about the girls, how they've been and things, and we're just talking. And then he's like, yeah, how do you feel about everything that's going on politically? And I was just like, I just really hate that women's rights are still a political thing
Right.
in today's age. And he's just like, yeah, there's so much going on, especially in Texas. How do you feel about Abbott? And I was just like, whatever. We're on air, so I'll keep my personal views to myself. But I was just like, meh. And so he was like, yeah, I just wish he could be tougher on the border. And I really think he should do more about the border. And I'm sitting there looking at this man as my kids are playing with their Latino friends. Like, really? I said, I'm sorry, but I think we got bigger problems in the border right now, personally. Because you're not going to tell me that you will be out here trimming these hedges like these Latino men are that we see and speak to and are polite to us every day out in this hot 100-degree weather. Like, man, we're not going to talk about that right now, Right. So it's just, it's just bothersome that I think people can just agree on certain things and things I think should be universal, like rights, like anti-racism, like it's just people are still hate poor people in a time like this. This is crazy to me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who obviously do not like poor people, Elon Musk announced that he was no longer buying Twitter. So hopefully that man in Texas who offered him his land could maybe turn into something more useful, like, affordable housing, or
maybe a youth center. How about that?
Maybe that, or maybe just, some farmers there, some agriculture, some,
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. Anyways, I just want to thank y'all again for tuning in to Keys to the Streets. As always, we hit on, the fun things, the not so fun things happening locally as well as globally. So any topics you might want to hear, anything you might want to ask us, please feel free to reach out. You can find me at Airless on Instagram. That's HEIR_LESS. Tim, where can they find you?
You can also find me on Instagram at Tim_Wayne.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and Grand Rising, you beautiful kings and queens. Look at me, Tim. You will almost think. Look, it is becoming. It's becoming a thing. I'm getting into it. You see that?
Grand Rising, baby.
Grand Rising, baby. Y'all have a great morning. Thank y'all for tuning in to Keys to the Streets.
Have a good one.